What's going on, guys? A little bit different video this time. Here I am digging the HUGELKULTUR bed out. So what HUGELKULTUR is, it's HUGELKULTUR is German for hill culture, right? So basically you're taking some wood debris, tree limbs and stuff like that, and you're putting it in the ground, you're covering it all up with dirt and compost. It's kind of like lasagna method of gardening, but instead of using stuff that decomposes quickly, HUGELKULTUR sort of kind of plays the long game and decomposes slowly. You get a lot of good organic material in the soil, you get a lot of good microbiology, life diversity there in the soil because of this, and so it's very beneficial. So what I want to do, since I'm dropping stuff here, I'm going to read this excerpt from the theory section of Wikipedia. HUGELKULTUR is said to replicate the natural process of decomposition that occurs on the forest floor. However, in natural ecosystems, wood would be present at the soil surface. Trees that fall in a forest often become nurse logs, decaying and providing ecological facilitation to seedlings. As the wood decays, its porosity increases, allowing it to store water like a sponge. The water is slowly released back into the environment, benefiting nearby plants. Now, as you can see here, I have a little tree planted right next to where I'm making my HUGELKULTUR mound. That is a peach tree, and the idea is to make a little space that not only can we grow something to eat, but we can also make a nice little shady spot for the little dog that you saw, Stewie. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this HUGELKULTUR bed next to our peach tree, and I'm going to plant some strawberries into it. Now, this video was shot a few months ago, in the early fall, and so this HUGELKULTUR bed has had time to sit. See, I put some charred pieces of wood in there. I always like to add some biochar to whatever I do. Always putting that carbon back into the soil. That's the biggest thing that we can do. So a couple of things that this does, right? So as it rains, water is going to fill into all of this. It's going to soak in there. That wood is going to soak in that water. It's going to make that available to the roots as they grow down into this. And for another, all that decomposition that's happening under the soil right there is going to add heat to the planting bed. It's going to extend the growing season for that particular bed. Now, in a few years, probably about 6 years, I'll have to come back and rebuild this, or plant something else in its stead and build another one somewhere else. The idea here is to build the soil in such a way that it adds life, because a living soil is a healthy soil. Just kind of filling in these layers, and I repeat these layers over and over with the larger stuff on the bottom. Fill it in, I work my way up, I put some more material on there, and I work my way up and make this little mound. I ran out of space for video, so I had to do it this way. Here we go. Alright. So I made the little mound, and I added some compost on top of that, and then I added some more soil, and then I added some more compost, and then I added some more soil, and I just kind of repeated the process till I ran out of the compost that I had, and then I topped it off with some hay for mulch. Let that sit for a few months. Now in the next video we're going to plant some strawberries on this, and that'll be coming up soon, so stay tuned for part 2, planting strawberries.